Hey, welcome back to another episode of Outside In.
Your go-to source for honest conversations about relationships and marriage.
So if you are ready, let's go! Yay! Okay, welcome back everybody to another episode.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, kita tengah excited.
Yeah, we're very excited because we invited somebody and it's a very special guest.
Yeah, and when the release of this episode is out, right, it will mark a 3-year reunion lah kirakan. Almost a 3-year reunion lah dengan kita punya guest hari ni. And but before we get to that, this episode is brought to you by Your Reno Works.
So if you're looking for a renovation company who is reliable and trustworthy, you can find Your Reno Works at the socials, TikTok and Instagram
and Facebook.
Yes,
at
Your Reno Works.
It's YOURRENOWORKS.
Yes, and you can contact them at 83837879.
Yeah, head on over to their website as well at www.yourrenoworks.com. There you can check out their reviews, check out everything.
The previous episode we actually filmed a house tour for one of their clients.
Hi, welcome to our house. Welcome to our 5-room resale flat. This is our living room. Originally, this used to be a bedroom here, but we opted for it to be hacked down so that we can expand the living space and also extend the balcony at the end there. As you can see, it's a unique concept rather than the normal HDB balconies because it's extended and also the floors are leveled. We also have a separating sliding door if we want some privacy or just some quiet time away from the living room. Over here, we have the living room. Almost everything here is either thrifted or bought secondhand off Carousell, Facebook Marketplace. So for an example, our console, we got it for $150. Our coffee table was only $30 from Facebook Marketplace. The sofa is $60 each, which we reupholstered and we refined it. So welcome to our dining room. We also told our contractor, Your Reno Works, that we wanted to install shelves just for decoration purposes. We also got this off Carousell, I believe, for $150. It's real wood. So we refurnished it, polished, and we also reupholstered the seats. I'll bring you to the kitchen. It's my favorite part of the house.
What we have here is actually a full bottom tub pantry, quartz countertop up to the backing. One of the purpose is actually when we all cook, then it's easier for us to clean. Down here, we actually have some hidden drawers as well. So we have the forks and spoons. You can hide here, you can maximize space. We are actually able to make it open. So it doesn't need to be a drawer specifically.
Latif was sharing
so
how he could maximize, so I could store more things inside.
So this area where we hid all the pipes to have more storage technically. Inside is the pipe actually.
Okay, so this is our guest toilet. As you can see, we've kept the ledge. With the help of Your Reno Works, we also managed to cover up the toilet pipings with LED. So welcome to the bedroom. Our main bathroom is similar to the one as our guest. It's just that we had more fun playing with the floor tiles because it's more personal at this point. So this is our house that we've built together with the help of Your Reno Works. Honestly, and everything down to the detail that we've planned, they've made it, like Latif has made it come to life. And we are always very happy in our home. We've never had a day where, we are not happy about something. So I think that's the epitome of a great successful home renovation. Yeah.
Thanks Latif.
Thanks Latif.
Thanks guys.
Masuk sekali je lah.
And also there's a promo code.
Yes.
Yeah, also okay, code outside in when you meet their representatives, and you stand a chance to win some prizes. Not win, you stand a chance to get some exclusive gifts.
Yes.
Code outside in when you visit them.
Yes, code outside in.
Yeah, get your dream home with Your Reno Works right now.
Woo.
Alright. Are you ready, Farah Atika?
Yes, ramai orang dekat TikTok ya. Terima kasih.
Thank you everybody for joining.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so hari ni kan, why I mentioned 3 years reunion. Pasal kan our guest hari ni, dialah yang nikahkan kita macam kita punya wedding, Masya Allah. So we have with us today Ustaz Zaid Zain. Welcome Ustaz.
Welcome.
Berapa hari bulan nikah?
15.
Hari bulan?
15 November.
November
Yeah.
So almost 3 years.
Oh.
3 tahun.
Yeah,
3
that
tahun.
3 years ago was kita punya first meeting. Pasal that time COVID kan, so kita punya face-to-face meeting pun was on WhatsApp call.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kita semua was kita share a bit lah about how we managed to get Ustaz Zaizin as our kadi back then. Pasal we went for his classes a lot of times, and then went for his talks. We somehow we follow him for quite a while lah, mashallah. And then at 11:59 we were camping at the website. Okay, the moment midnight aja Ustaz Zaizin go dapat.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, so alhamdulillah, and he's here today with us to share his knowledge and experience as well.
His opinions lah. We want to ask him a few questions and like pick his brain a little bit.
InsyaAllah.
Jangan susah.
Baik, InsyaAllah. But before this,
Sebelum kita start 3 tahun sekejap
sekejap.
Laju.
Kita fikir-fikir balik 3 tahun
Mama
ni
private
dah boleh jual lah.
dah boleh jual
I pun belajar juga hari as so tahulah sikit-sikit lagi sikit. Rumah Ustaz boleh jual.
3 tahun.
3 tahun.
InsyaAllah.
It's been a journey lah, alhamdulillah. From the day we nikah tu sampai sekarang ni, kita tak terfikir lah we would be doing this and sitting here with you and to catch up in a way. Alhamdulillah.
Sekejap 3 tahun. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Susah ke senang?
Well, I would say the punya senang comes with the two of us punya relationship in terms of kita punya kasih sayang to each other. Susah dia is of course dealing with our life as a Singaporean lah.
Yeah.
In terms of the financial, in terms of the housing, and memang dia punya susah senang is there lah, I would say. But alhamdulillah.
Tapi rata-rata semua, not semua lah, rata-rata majority of the marriages in Singapore, one of their struggles is financial.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's the
Semua
biggest.
boleh relate lah
Semua boleh. Singaporean
Hard man, it's hard to be
Nak
Singaporean.
salah apa lagi.
Yeah, I think of course financial. I mean before we started this recording, also we had a good heart-to-heart conversation with Ustaz also about the situations in Singapore in terms of the financial stability, in terms of marriage stability. A lot was shared between us.
And he also shared these 2 authors. Nama dia Ellen
Apa
and
kasi Ustaz share sikit pasal tu.
Yeah.
Maybe we can share a bit about the authors that you mentioned just now.
Oh. So firstly and foremost, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you Ustaz.
Alhamdulillah.
Thank you for coming to us.
Kita I actually am a very avid supporter of content creator. Lepas tu you tengok kenapa I ada dekat macam-macam
Yeah.
podcast and everything kan, sebab I like our generation go out, share, ada apa nama dia, ada sense of responsibility to input knowledge kan, to pick up ideas untuk kita bincang kan. Lama-lama boring kan kalau kita cakap benda-benda yang tak bermanfaat kan. So what happened to me is that after I nikahkan you, like you mentioned tadi lah, kita I go hiatus kan. Sebab lama-lama sebab share tak baca tu macam dah habis lah, deplete dia punya, bukan nak cakap knowledge deplete, tapi the thing is that
Stagnant.
you don't have time to read, you always out there to speak, to share ideas. You read here and there sikit-sikit saja, tapi I start to see that macam ni COVID ni bagus ni kalau aku berhenti sekejap. And then
Take a
I
break
read,
from
and I read lah. I start to read things that I have never read before. Topik-topik yang dekat dengan hati, topik-topik yang sebelum ni rasa macam tak nak baca, dia baca. I read about stand-up comedian.
Ustaz jadi comedian juga
I read about apa nama dia, making premise, setup, punchline.
Wow.
Anything yang I boleh baca, I baca lah. Kirakan
Nice.
how hard it is to become a stand-up comedian, content creation, whatsoever.
Okay.
Shock lah, kira macam apa-apa yang ada dekat dalam ni semua aku baca. Macam sociologist, anthropologist, whatsoever. Sebab these are the topics that interest me kan. Antara benda yang best yang I come along is that like I mentioned tu lah, baca
Barbara.
Ellen and Barbara Peace.
Ellen and Barbara Peace. Very
Yes.
interesting, you know. Just now,
BESE,
yeah. Just now Ustaz shared about what their books, what they talk about. Ada title tu semua very interesting.
Yeah.
Why a
Kakak-kakak
woman
juga.
neck,
Yeah.
right?
why men have no clue and women buy more shoes. So it made us feel that okay, we should start doing that as well.
Just boundary.
Yeah, and we want to share that as much as possible, you know.
It's important because I think like I mentioned you pasangan muda kan kita kan nak saling mengenal kan antara satu dengan yang lain kan.
Yes.
But the thing is that many people forget that in order to know each other tu kena ada set of knowledge.
Correct.
Dia yalah, of course our husband and our wife are books, right? That the endless encyclopedia of life yang kita nak tahu. But the thing is that in order to read our husband and to read our wife, itu nak kena ada dia punya how should I say? Yeah, the set of knowledge to actually
reference with.
Yes, how to read my wife.
How to,
okay.
yes.
Yes, how to understand him
Betul.
because tak faham kan. Macam tadi I mention dekat you kan, orang perempuan start di balik. Saya balik dekat rumah dia, muka dia stone je kan. Dia masuk toilet je.
Yeah, usually what happens is that when Yan comes home, she will and then he will go inside and then he will stay in the toilet for quite some time.
Tak boleh lama sangat, nanti saya marah. Nanti saya kacau.
But did you ever feel that he
tak kisahkan I ke apa?
Pernah tak?
Dulu adalah, bohong lah cakap tak ada. Macam asal terus tak berbual macam. But the thing is about Yan, dia pandai pujuk pandai jaga hati. But it's like the book also said yang Ustaz shared just now. They just need that few minutes to themselves. And then after that terus dah okay. Dia boleh berbual.
For me, bila I balik, the first thing I make it a habit for myself lah. Bila I balik rumah tu, if I see my wife on the couch ke apa, I make it a habit to approach her with love. Macam like I'm home gini-gini, salam, cium dahi, then okay, I want to go to the toilet for a while. Okay, then the unwind, then relax, then I can continue again.
Yes.
Tapi sekarang dah faham. Dah rasa macam tak apalah, just he's just taking his time.
Itu dia reactions yang kalau you tak understand and you don't have the knowledge about why they behave like that, itu yang menjadikan konflik kau.
Betul.
Sebab like I mentioned again bila you baca the Ellen and Barbara piece kan, so they do this research about how hunters when they came back from home and then when they present the hunt that they got to their family, they go over and see sunset. So dia cerita macam lepas dia orang berburu, dia orang balik rumah, dia orang hantar dia punya hunting apa nama the catch of the day dekat rumah, and then they go to watch the sunset. So what hunter did is that they download all what happened today kan, sebagai hunter kan, sebagai hunter instinct is that they download everything and then they close it during the sunset. So the period dia downloading. Itu yang menjadikan kadang-kadang kalau husband you bila balik macam kenapa muka dia straight je, kenapa dia tak the hunter instinct is that when they come back to their house, the safe haven, the safe place that they are, what they did is that the first thing that they do is that diorang ni download balik. So secara automatically itu memang natural brain works lelaki dia.
It's how they are programmed.
The program is that. So when they come home, kadang-kadang muka dia macam monyok, okay, straight. Dah makan? Dah minum? Nak makan? Nanti. So all this sebenarnya bukan dia tak kisah. Is they move into the house and then they start to house all their folders. They download everything. Kalau ikut Ellen and Barbara, dia kata you give them around 10 minutes gitu.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
You give around 10 minutes. So I believe your time dekat dalam toilet is around that time Around 10 minutes kan?
Yes.
So the 10 minutes tu adalah, kalau ikut research dia kata the 10 minutes is that the downloading of system to make sure that dia gather all information dia dapat dekat luar. Lepas tu dia tutupkan everything because they start to macam okay, now I'm going to go back to my house and I'm going to take care of my house again. So sementara dia download tu bukan dia tak boleh tengok, sebab like I mention lelaki ni mono tracking kan. They can only
one way.
Yes, one way. So what happened to them is that bila dia masuk dekat dalam, dia start to mono track, and then bila dia keluar, and then you can see that macam then they can see clearly.
Can see that he is macam keluar toilet different person macam can smile, can
dia
talk.
macam okay, dia macam the chapter for that period dah habis. Okay, let's start another chapter for the night pula. Then okay, what story can we talk about today? Kind of thing.
So these are the hunting instinct that Ellen and Barbara discuss about. So dia kata macam bila balik dia tutup diri dia dengan melihat sunset. After the sunset they come back home lah. But itu belum lagi discuss pasal berapa banyak quota words yang dia tinggal.
I think a few episodes ago we mentioned about this word quota thing.
Yeah.
Because I did see a video about this word quota thing, and then when I shared with them, I said, betul It's like, I think balik. Like what Ustaz also shared in the book also, it mentioned the same thing. That men has 7,000 words, female have about 60,000 words. So 60, yes.
Serius ah?
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
bukan 16?
60. Kan 60.
60,000 tak?
60,000, yeah, if I'm not wrong.
Wah.
Pasal is a lot more lah.
Yeah.
And then and the funny thing about the episode kan, kalau kita ingat balik bila I tengah berbual pasal ni, I tu jam.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like,
dia punya buat kota dah habis dah.
Content dah deplete lah. Like I mentioned tu kan, hari ni I spend the day with my wife kan. So once I know that I'm going to the podcast at night,
berbual.
nak berbual. So tadi siang dia jadi tak banyak berbual.
they save the mere words for tonight.
So automatically what man did. That's why I challenge you. You talk to many speakers. Okay, you jumpa Ustaz Mizi Wahid ke, Ustaz apa ke, you cakap dengan diorang. You tanya kat diorang kat rumah banyak berbual. I can confirm you tak banyak berbual. Pasal dah habis kota dekat luar ada berbual lah.
They share everything.
Sebab tu bila balik dekat dalam ustaz-ustaz ni, bila dia dekat luar ada ceramah. Bila balik kat dalam dia cakap, you kenapa dekat luar you makan main lagi cakap, dekat rumah dah habis. Kota dia dah habis. Kota dah apa nama dia dah habis. Dia cakap dekat luar dah. Dekat dalam ni dah habis. So once we know that dia ada kota, once we know that that's how the brain works, itulah jadi tak sangka buruk kan?
Yeah.
Itu jadi macam dia
better
understand kenapa dia behave like this because of that, they behave like this because of that, the brain works because of this, the brain works because of that.
Yeah, but we cannot deny the fact that humans are meant to work in a certain manner. Men work in a certain manner.
Different,
women, they are very different. And the key for us is the communication part lah. You have to just not just communicate, but to understand the communication.
Yeah, understand.
Like to ensure that what you're going through is something that is apa nama dia, not behavioral. It's meant to be lah. Kira-kan.
Kita cakap pasal communication orang yang belajar communication ada different meanings of
communication.
People who don't learn about communication, betul tak? Orang yang learn about communication, bila orang engineer cakap pasal communication, that's not communication. Dia tak faham kan? So like Farah, you said that you are the background of communications kan. People with background of communication cakap, no, this is not communication.
I think the idea applies also macam if you jangan berbual pasal your pasangan, if you want to learn macam a new language or something, first memang you tak faham apa, but you learn and you try to understand, and then baru you boleh speak
you
the
learn,
same language.
then you apply. Learning is not just learning and then you diam. Learning is you have to apply it to practice it lah.
Then sometimes not speaking the same language can become something beautiful in life. Because that's when the colourful of life starts to see, right? Because if you take a look at people yang ada transnational punya relationship, like for example the husband come from a different country, so what happened to them is that for the first few years of their life, it's like macam apa kau cakap apa kau cakap. Kat TikTok I follow this couple, the husband is Algeria or something, the wife is Malaysian.
Okay.
So diorang berbual macam, yelah, the husband cakap Arab, dia ni cakap ni, but the thing is that it's not about having the same language. It's about you you're finding the key to understand, right? However and whatever the language may be, right?
Understanding each other lah.
But kalau cakap the same language pun kadang-kadang bila kita tak faham kenapa dia cakap, context of why did he speaks like that, right? Sebab kan again come back to Ellen and Barbara. Sebab aku baca buku dia je, sebab banyak topik you pergi tengok, ya Allah, aku tak habis baca, banyak sangat topik dia. But I move one to another book, one book to another kan. Dia discuss pasal tu lah. Kira macam man, when he hears, he cannot talk. So when he talk, he cannot hear. But women concurrently they can speak and they can listen. Itu yang bila kita berbual, kita kan macam kita tak understand kan, kenapa aku cakap kau tak boleh nak dengar ni.
Yeah.
Kejap, kau tengah cakap ke aku tengah cakap?
It has to be a turn by turn for men lah.
Yeah. So a lot of things that we go through as spouses, right? As husband and wife. Kadang-kadang kita tak faham kenapa dia buat gini, macam mana apa. But once you find out, once you understand, like macam you baca buku Ellen and Barbara, then you macam, oh, okay, aku faham.
Frustrating pasal Yan ni apa?
Frustrating
Sebagai wife lah.
Dia macam, Ustaz pernah dengar tak, what you like about your partner can sometimes be something that you dislike.
Yeah.
So macam dia orang dia very kind. So macam
dia jadi benda yang tak appeasing
dia macam dia nice sangat sampai orang kat luar tu take advantage.
Betul.
Jadi tapi I sebagai isteri dia tak suka. Tapi bila dia baik dengan orang macam my mum and my siblings and tu I sukalah. Sebab dia macam baik sangat.
Sebab orang perempuan biasa dia meninggalkan lelaki sebab tu kan. You terlampau baik bagi I.
Aduh. Tak tiba kau you.
You're too good for me. I need to leave. It's not you, it's me gitu.
But interesting, this is biology kan.
Yeah.
Kan biology of human kan, macam mana kita bergerak dengan keadaan yang berbeza. But that's why kita bila baca lagi, bila you read more about things and then you start to imagine macam macam gini kot, dia kena macam gini lah. Dia apa yang dia tak suka tak semestinya apa yang kita kena suka kan.
Betul.
And then when you see that macam betul saya dia cakap, once you start to
self-realization
macam start to reflect. Sebab bila ada komen, okay, orang lelaki dia macam ni je, dia tak boleh di-komen depan orang, dia tak boleh di-komen ketika banyak orang, dia tak suka dicabar ketika
dimalukan,
dipermalukan dekat kawan-kawan, macam itu kan. Itu je sifat-sifat dia. So kalau nak cakap secara macam private, ada tempat-tempat yang sesuai, ada time. Sebab tu orang lelaki kan suka meeting kan. Sebab ada agenda.
So,
I want to speak to you. Okay, I teach you sebab malam ni kita nak kasih you tips kan.
Okay, silakan. Kita
I want to speak to you. I want to speak to you tomorrow. Dia you cakap tomorrow je, kita pergi kerja kita dah tak tenteram.
Pasal kan nanti dia terfikir sampai the moment kita berbual tu, kita akan terfikir the whole day, apa aku salah cakap, ada aku buat salah ke.
So kalau tidak mau dia berfikir macam itu, I want to speak to you tomorrow about what?
Kena kasih konteks.
Okay, dah lepas tu I just want 15 minutes. InsyaAllah dia akan hadir dekat waktu yang dia nak bincangkan tu. Bukan setakat dia hadir, dia dengar, bahkan dia boleh jadi kasih solusi. So orang lelaki dia macam itu, pelik hidup dia. Dia tak boleh ajak random ni tak ada benda dia boleh berbual. Tapi kalau you kasih the topic, agenda and time, hari tu dia kasih, dia boleh fikir. Dia hari tu dia drive, dia fikir, okay, malam ni aku ada meeting dengan wife aku, dia nak cakap pasal benda ni so far. Lepas tu dia nak cakap pasal 15 minit je. Jangan cakap jam lelaki tak suka, terlampau panjang.
Okay, faham. Okay, so all the ladies out there, some
dengar
tips for you.
The tips is kita tak suka panjang-panjang sangat.
Tapi
tapi patut you.
Tapi betul, even if it's something positive, macam hari tu I nak surprise dia kan. I cakap, okay Hayang, I want to bring you somewhere. Nanti sepanjang jalan tu I nak buat dia surprise kan. Are we coming here? You nak buat apa? Ini ada apa? Is it this? Is it that? I'm macam, astaghfirullahaladzim, diam lah. You're ruining the surprise.
Pasal tak boleh.
We are macam, to me personally, what I feel is curiosity. Macam, don't put me in the dark. I want, as much as I like surprises, but if you tell me that there is a surprise, then I will like, what is the surprise? I want to find out. Sebagai seorang lelaki lah.
Kalau tak nak kasih jawapan pun, seorang kerja kasih dia clue je. Sebab dia macam ni, dia clue pun dia tak boleh baca. Sebab tu Ellen and Barbara Pease kan, dia pergi buku dia kan, Why Men Cannot Read Clues kan, and Why Women Need More Shoes kan. The book is like that because they cannot read clues. You kasih dia clue pun dia tak boleh. Dia macam mana saya kata, dia because the way that Allah SWT create for them is that dia ada satu benda besar yang dia kena buat. Sebab tu kan lelaki kan tujuan dia adalah supaya menafkahi wanita kan. Jadi dia punya fokus dekat situ je. Kira okay, aku nak cari rezeki untuk keluarga aku fikir. Jadi dia more focus on certain things. Jadi bila you kasih clue, banyak sangat yang clue, dia akan jadi rungsing. Macam aku tak boleh proses lah. Jangan keluarkan, jangan surprise yang aku boleh. Lepas tu you tengok yang surprise by birthday ni orang perempuan je. Orang lelaki macam nak tutup mata, diam boleh tak? Tutup mata dulu boleh. Kita nak bawa you nak surprise. Diam boleh, bilang aku nak buat apa. Orang perempuan dia surprise kan, tutup mata.
Surprise
Jalan dekat Orchard, naik apa eskalator, turun eskalator, naik Singapore Flyer, turun Singapore Flyer, lepas tu buka kat rumah.
Joy.
I pernah kena blindfold juga. I to be honest macam it was a surprise for me. Tapi tahu is my friend surprise me lah. Tapi dia dah blindfold tapi gelisah. Rasa dia punya gelisah dia macam can you just remove it? I feel very very gelisah.
Interesting.
But yeah, that was how it is. And yeah, I mean the fact that it's being written in a book and being done research was being done for it kan.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more of what the human behavior is, how men and women actually created, and the fact that we need to understand that kita ni dua species yang berbeza, and the moment we have that in the back of our heads dan kita ni berbeza, itulah that's when we can actually work together in harmony.
Ya, dalam Islam kalau kita tengok dalam hadis kan, selalu do one way discussion kan. An Umar bin Al-Khattab radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu qala, itu satu kan. Dia macam satu, Umar cakap, Nabi jawab. Abu Sa'id Khudri cakap, Nabi jawab. Abu Bakar cakap, Nabi jawab. Begitu kan, semua satu-satu, betul tak? Baca hadis kan macam itu. Abu Hurairah berkata, ya Rasulullah, lepas tu Nabi jawab. Memang macam itu, man punya relationship dia macam itu. Kau cakap aku dengar kau cakap. Tapi ada satu hadis dekat Tirmizi, hadis Ummu Zara tau. Hadis Ummu Zara ni Sayyidina Aisyah punya hadis. Dekat dalam hadis tu 10 orang perempuan cakap. 10, bayangkan 10 orang perempuan cakap.
Semua berbual at the same time.
Semua berbual, kira macam dia ni berbual. Hadis tu panjang tapi 10 orang. Kira hadis macam gitu tidak pernah direkodkan dalam perbincangan orang lelaki. So orang lelaki hang berbual aku diam aku berbual diam macam itu.
Okay.
Itu yang that's what happen kalau kita memahami cakap this is what happen Itu yang dalam the book again dia cakap macam itu dia kata
even back then during those times in hadith is recorded like that. So memang wanita dengan lelaki ni memang lain sangat-sangat.
Memang lain tapi you tengok creation of the brain is different. The magnitude and the size is different. But you have to learn something. The size punya different itu bukan isu capacity yang tak nampak tau. Sebab dia bukan isu volume dia. Dia isu why it is created smaller. Kan, because dia kena entertain ada macam energy, ada certain macam fluids, because men ada certain macam endorphins lah, benda yang datang dalam badan dia ni
berlainan daripada.
Tapi orang perempuan dia punya capacity dia bukan bermaksud bila dia kecil capacity dia kurang, tak, dia sama je. Capacity untuk achieve something, but the thing is dia macam ni. Okay, let's kasih senang dia punya perkataan dia kasih senang. Sekarang kita dah jumpa benda kecil kadang-kadang, dia ada handphone. Kita ada handphone, lepas tu kita ada iPad. Handphone kecil, iPad besar. So iPad dia punya capacity boleh 512. My iPhone pun boleh 512, betul tak?
Correct.
So size is not everything. So tak boleh cakap macam you tak kecil, tak boleh fikir. Tak boleh macam itu. Sebab capacity untuk memory and everything semua sama. But how Allah SWT created, sebab dia ada macam certain parts of our brain yang berbeza yang Allah ciptakan untuk kita. Sebab ada certain things yang memang nak diberikan kepada orang lelaki supaya orang lelaki dia main peranan yang lain. Seperti contoh macam security. Dia kena ajar security kan. Lepas tu orang lelaki dia security luar rumah dia boleh jaga. Security dalam rumah dia kadang-kadang dia weak sikit, betul. Anak dia nangis.
Betul lah Ustaz.
Iya. Anak dia nangis dia tak bangun. Anak orang lain nangis dia boleh terbangun pula.
Wow.
Interesting.
Ya, that's how itu bila kita wa fi anfusikum afala tubsirun kan. Dalam diri kamu ni kan kamu tak tengok ke dia macam itu. Sebab tu bila I baca buku-buku cakap, how can all this I read from a perspective of a non-Muslim. So these are all knowledge lah. Kira ni kan benda yang Allah SWT kasih dekat manusia kan. Sebab manusia ada otak je. Terror lah dia cakap macam ni. Dan aku start imagine, betul juga. Sebab apa tau? Sebab apa orang lelaki dia tak fikir pasal luar rumah? Sebab dia apabila dia tahu dekat dalam rumah dia ada seorang yang bernama perempuan yang perimeter dia lagi bagus daripada perimeter lelaki. Sebab orang lelaki perimeter dia very depan,
Narrow
narrow.
lah.
Orang perempuan dia peripheral kan. Jadi dekat dalam rumah ni kan within 4 walls. So orang lelaki dia, anak dia jatuh dekat sini, dekat sana dia tak nampak. Tapi orang perempuan, anak dia jatuh dekat sini, anak orang lain dekat dalam rumah kita pun dia boleh nampak. Dia peripheral kan. Yeah. So what happened to him is that dia tahu dekat dalam rumah dia ada orang boleh take care. So that's why I said to you, sometimes don't ask him to do work. Don't instruct.
Don't instruct.
Don't instruct. Sebab pada dia macam, kenapa kau nak instruct aku? Kau tak boleh buat ke? Tapi bila you tak ada energy, don't instruct. Sebab instruction ni dia tak boleh fikir pasal instruction. Instruction ni dia tak boleh on his rumah. Dia tak boleh. Dia dekat rumah ni, dia orang lelaki dia punya sensitif, untuk pengetahuan orang perempuan yang dengar. Orang lelaki dia punya sensitif dekat dalam rumah ni lagi merepek meraban. Yan ada tempat duduk kat rumah ni. Dia ada tempat dia.
Ada lah
Kat ujung.
Kan?
Ujung sofa.
So kalau anytime you balik orang duduk, lepas tu bila you reserve that seat for him, dia akan rasa macam wow, kira macam wah, tempat ni untuk aku.
Thank you.
So that's when it happens. But bila dia masuk dekat dalam, he trust the lady of the house to take care of the place inside. Sebab dekat luar dia dah main hunting period kan. So dekat dalam dia rasa macam okay, aku okay. Sebab tu asal dekat rumah macam baby dia ni kan, ni tak boleh, angkat pun tak boleh, itu pun dia tak boleh. Sebenarnya bukan dia tak boleh, sebenarnya itulah tanda-tanda yang dia sedang menunjukkan kasih sayang dia.
Comfortable.
Ya, dia comfortable, dia trust, dia rasa macam boleh lah, boleh angkat ni, boleh angkat ni. Sebab tu cakap, if you want to ask him to do something, don't instruct kan.
You minta tolong.
Yes.
Minta
cakap,
tolong.
I cannot do this. So when you down yourself kan, dia punya kepala otak tu senang nak masuk. Kira macam dia tak kuat, yang kuat kan aku, jadi aku kena buat. So kalau you start tu macam, lepas tu ada dua So for me kat dalam rumah, kira instruction I lagi senang, anak-anak lagi senang ikut daripada instruction their wife. Sebab the wife dia akan, bila dia instruct, dia pada masa yang sama dia educate kan. Orang lelaki dia instruct, dia educate the next time.
Buat dulu, nanti berbual.
Clean up the room. Okay. Tapi dia orang perempuan dia macam-macam kan. Kira clean up the room. I've been working for a long time already. I've been working outside. Now I'm very tired. You guys keep on going. Please clean up the room. Your father also cannot help us.
Termasuk.
Tiba-tiba
bapak kat tepi, aku pula kena masuk.
So jangan the instruction they cannot apa nama dia, proses instruction dekat dalam rumah.
Kat dalam rumah.
Sebab dekat luar kan dia boleh. Kat luar senang kan. Kena kawan-kawan dia suruh apa semua dia boleh buat. Tapi dekat rumah dia tak boleh hear instruction. This is how the creation. Dia secara tak, bukan dibuat-buat. Itu adalah part of the creation. Sebab dia bila dah dekat dalam, dia dah rasa ease and trust. And for your information, tak ada tempat yang lebih menenangkan seorang lelaki kecuali dalam rumah dia sendiri. Tak ada tempat. You can, orang semua cakap tipu lah. Tengok suami saya dekat dalam rumah, dia main handphone, dia tengok TV. Cakap lelaki kau kat luar tengok TV, main handphone. Tak kan?
That is the comfort area for men.
Main game tak? Tak. Dia bila dia dah tengok rumah dia dah tenang. Okay, kita cakap on behalf of lelaki-lelaki baik Ada juga yang meripik magaban ni banyak juga. Tapi on behalf of lelaki-lelaki yang baik ni, dia masuk, bila dia tengok everything under control, dia tengok wife dia capable, dia tengok apa, kasi dia buat. Tapi permasalahan dia nanti banyak orang akan cakap macam itulah. Tapi dia tak pernah tengok ke saya ni susah? Dia tak pernah tengok ke saya ni apa? Dia tak pernah tengok ke saya ni tu? Cakap dia tengok.
Dia tak cakap
kan, tapi jangan marah. Dia cakap I'm not very apa nama dia, I'm not capable of doing this. Can you please help me? Dia cakap I rasa I tak boleh cuci baju. You boleh tolong tak?
Sepenat-penat mana pun dia akan buat.
Dia bezakan dengan permintaan, you kenapa tak pernah tengok ke? Tak tahu ke dah baju banyak? Tak tahu tolong ke nak buat? Itu dah lah tak faham instruction dia. Dah lepas tu kita macam apa pasal sih? Kenapa macam ni? Should not be like this. So kalau you cakap dengan I, bukan tu ego. I think above ego is how the brain works lah. It's how the brain works. But kalau you tahu the amazing thing about brain kan, you baca pasal, sebab I read about many things tau. Kira macam tak HUT tu, I read about ADHD, autism, OCD lah, apa semua I baca. Sebab sometimes bila orang baca pasal attention delay, hyperactivity, sebab kadang-kadang benda tu kan masuk dekat kepala otak kan. So saya cakap sometimes ini kerana Allah SWT ciptakan otak manusia macam gitu kan. Jadi bila kita macam patutlah dia buat macam gini. Jadi kita macam ya kita start to understand.
Wah. Apa pandangan Ustaz? Macam tadi Ustaz mention yang lelaki balik rumah ni kan, and this is a safe haven kan, and then dia macam rasa jadi baby lah and things like that. What about yang kaum lelaki yang patah balik rumah tapi dia macam gah lah, very very stern, tapi tak tunjuk yang kasih sayang, for example lah. Is it a theory of, or is it a reaction of a man that doesn't love the wife ke macam mana?
Kita kena reject any form of abuse. Kalau ada start tu macam ada domestic abuse tu semua, kita cakap okay, ni out lah. Okay. Even though for me benda tu adalah isu mental juga. Okay. Which is isu brain lah. Sebab kadang-kadang ada isu yang tidak membuatkan otak dia bergerak dengan baik kan.
Fungsi yang betul.
Itu yang jadikan dia kadang-kadang ada domestic abuse. So for me something like that, dia ada line dia. The line dia start to abuse domestically, wrong. Tak boleh langsung. Tapi kalau you cakap dengan I macam tak berbual, tak tunjukkan kasih sayang, tak apa, you tak boleh benchmarkkan your partner with someone else. Kita suka benchmark kan. Kita suka macam, tapi Nabi tolong jangan benchmarkkan siapa-siapa. Wife pun tak suka di benchmarkkan, husband pun tak suka di benchmarkkan. Walaupun dengan Nabi lagi lah. So what happens is that if you ask me kan, kalau dia tak dapat menunjukkan kasih sayang tu, biasanya dia bukan tak menunjukkan kasih sayang, kadang-kadang cara dia lain. Apa nama dia? Love language. Ada orang dia boleh physical, ada orang dia boleh visual, bukan verbal. Ada orang dia tak verbal. Ada sekarang tengah TikTok punya apa nama dia, punya trend apa tu, act of service. Act of service kan. So men dia big on act of service. Pada dia macam, aku nak cari nafkah, aku bayar, aku buat benda ni, aku buat benda ni. Itu act of service besar pada diri dia. Kira pada dia macam, ini adalah satu benda yang aku buatkan untuk family aku. Jadi itu cara aku menunjukkan kasih sayang aku pada dia. So you cannot expect. Isu kita pula, kadang-kadang kita expect husband kita untuk react macam husband orang lain. Betul. It's the expectations. Expectation kita adalah, kenapa tak jadi macam dia? Kenapa tak jadi macam dia? Memang tak boleh jadi macam dia. Dia tu dia tak boleh jadi macam orang lain.
Kalau dia cakap gitu, pergi kahwin dia.
Yes, usually benda-benda macam itu discussion macam itu akan keluar.
Tapi interesting macam Ustaz cakap, like for husbands who work hard out there, it is a very big gesture of act of service lah. Macam banting badan and like hustle out there to
bring home the
dough. And that is his act of love, which is quite big. But then
the thing is that kita tak boleh, bila kita cakap pasal man, kita tak boleh cakap semua man lah. Dia tak represent semua orang kan. Sebab ada yang memang tak guna, ada yang memang biawak hidup banyak lah.
Biawak hidup.
But when we want to say about secara nature, bila Allah creates the man kan, dia memang ada satu sifat, apa nama dia tu, dia menjaga kan, control. Control tu in the sense dia protect. Bahasa dia protective. Sebab tu man dia kan, walaupun dia tidak menunjukkan kasih sayang macam mak tunjukkan kasih sayang kan. Tapi bila you dah begitu kan, bila you dah lagi tua, dia akan berfikir macam kira kan bapak aku sayang aku juga.
Cara dia tunjuk kesayangan dia lain.
So I always say this to myself tau. Kira even though kan my kids will say that, Umi love us more than you, ataupun we love Umi more than you kan, I'm totally okay with that. Sebab pada I dia macam gitu. Sebab satu hari nanti dah besar, nanti you understand je lah. Cuma untuk masa sekarang ni tak nampak kan macam kita. Dia nampak kan orang, apa nama dia, ibu dia yang peluk dia, ibu dia yang siapkan makanan dia, ibu dia yang buat ni, yang buat tu. Kita nampak macam, kan kita boleh run kan. Kita cakap whatever things you want, I provide for you, whatever thing. But the thing is that you nak run macam mana, itu kan you punya amanah. And the best thing is that how Allah SWT create dia adalah dia tengah buat amanah tu dia suka. Okay, for information, man bila kebanyakan daripada man bila dia tengah keluar kerja ni, bila dia tengah keluar kerja untuk cari duit, dan bila dia dapat duit, dia ada endorphin positivity datang ke diri dia. Penat tu jadi endorphin, dia macam aku dapat sediakan makanan untuk keluarga aku. Dia macam tu.
Balik-belikan spring chicken letak kat meja. Gitu. So that's
the way they show love lah.
In a way, yeah.
Tapi apa ni? Woman ni, like again we say woman men very different. That is the way some men show their love, right? But woman ni how they want to receive love is sayang.
Betul.
Lain dia punya
betul.
I love you, kata-kata
For
macam tu.
example.
Kebanyakan wanita lah.
That is when wafi anfusikum kan, afala tubsirun, dan dari diri kamu kan Allah SWT suruh tengok kan. Dia tak suruh fokus dekat orang tau. Dia fokus kat diri kita.
Diri sendiri.
Kira macam whatever that we are having right now is that kita ni sedang menanti satu benda yang tak pasti daripada satu orang yang kita tak pasti macam mana reaction dia. Okay, you are waiting for a reaction of a person that you don't know how will they react. You nak tunggu dia kan, aku nak tunggu dia sayang aku nak tunggu dia kasih sayang aku, belai-belai aku. Tapi tak tahu dia nak buat ke tidak. Tak boleh paksa kan. Kan tak boleh paksa.
Betul.
Belai ayah, pegang tangan ayah, tak boleh paksa. So apa yang Allah SWT suruh adalah no. Don't wait for him. Just tell yourself, kenapa perasaan yang aku ada dalam diri ni, aku kena tunggu dia macam itu tak? Kira macam contoh for example, you nak cakap we are waiting for husband yang kasih sayang, yang suka buat, tapi dia tak buat. So you tak boleh buat kan. So Allah SWT punya solution adalah, instead of you waiting for him, you correct yourself je lah. Cakap mungkin dia tak macam itu mungkin husband aku tak macam orang lain. Mungkin husband aku dia tak, love language dia berbeza. Mungkin husband aku dia tak love language macam dia.
Tak seromantik.
Mungkin husband aku ada, okay, dia macam ni. Pernah ataupun tidak husband you tunjukkan love language? Pernah. Cuma isu dia adalah sama tak macam orang lain. So you duduk, you list. Orang lain kasih hadiah, suami aku tak kasih hadiah. Tapi ada benda lain tak dia kasih. You list. Actually sama, cuma berbeza je cara dia.
Dia punya language dia lain, tapi dia husband dia tunjuk dia punya cara dia, isteri dia tunjuk cara dia. Tapi bila dah berlainan, kalau kita tak pandang apa yang action that the husband or the wife did, tu yang kita akan lalai in terms of dia tak sayang aku.
Kenapa dia diam Dia mesti fikir pasal perempuan lain. Tak ada ruang dekat dalam kepala otak kita nak berbual. Kita tengah drive. Kita punya fokus adalah untuk membawa keluarga kita daripada point A ke point B. So dalam diri lelaki yang sedang drive ni, dia dah tak ada benda tau. Dia dah tak boleh fikir pasal benda lain dah. Pasal for him is that okay, point A to point B. So dengan drive tu dia tengok benda kat depan je. That's why kalau tak tahu kadang-kadang bila husband and wife bila tengah drive kan, dia cakap, you nampak tak tadi bangunan tu? Kita dah dekat sampai dah KFCC contoh. Wife, I tak nampak pun KFCC. Cakap, asal itu pun tak nampak. Dia macam itu kan. So what happened is that because for men dia macam itu. Soalan dia adalah, kenapa you diam? You tak ada apa-apa ke nak cakap? Bukan tak ada apa-apa nak cakap. Aku tengah drive ni. Ini tengah nak sampai dekat depan. Tapi untuk orang perempuan, dia tidak. Allah ciptakan dia dengan kerencaman pemikiran yang sangat baik sebab dia memainkan peranan yang berbeza kan. Macam kata siapa tak lupa apa nama dia, kasut kanan dengan kasut kiri kan. Duduk bergerak dengan cara yang sama, tetapi bila diubahkan tak salah. Kasut kanan tak boleh kasut kiri tak boleh kasut kanan. Dia mesti bergerak kasut kanan ke kiri. Jadi cara dia berbeza cara kita. Jangan kenapa you diam? You fikir pasal perempuan lain? Tidak, tak fikir pasal perempuan lain. Tengah fikir pasal road dekat depan, you balik kat dalam. Kenapa you diam? So what happens is that give 10 minutes. So I always research bukan research, I tengok kan, kebanyakan daripada orang kadang-kadang dia tak dapat tunggu that 10 minutes. Nasib baik yang masuk toilet 10 minit. Ada orang lain, what happened to the family is that, what happened to their man in their house is that dia duduk dekat sofa lepas tu dia buka TV. So a lot of people dia translate dia macam, wah dia ni balik lepas tu letak kat depan TV,
balik pentingan TV.
Lepas tu tengok ni. Sebenarnya dia tak involve pun dekat TV tu. Dia tak involve pun benda dekat dalam TV tu. He just want to open the TV. Lepas tu dia nak tengok sesuatu yang untuk menenangkan pemikiran dia.
Ibarat dia punya sunset lah kira-kira.
Yes. So I always yes, absolutely. Itu nama dia sunset dia. So I cakap, kalau you nak Tara, you beli timeline lah. You beli time. You beli time, lepas tu you tak 10 minutes. Ting, you tak 10 minutes. Lepas tu you tengok dia diam. Usually, a lot of men, 90% of them, dia akan react after 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes. So kalau after 10 minutes, dia macam resah gelisah, maksudnya bad day. Tapi kalau after 10 minutes, dia akan macam, hey, how's the kids? So maksud dia dah masuk the moment. Dia dah macam ting. Sebab tu apa balik rumah terus apa nama dia tengok TV. Sebenarnya bukan tengok TV. Dia mengelamun. Yes, bahasa dia. Mengelamun. Dia download. Dia tengah download.
Mengelamun apa?
Macam hayal.
Oh, okay.
Macam berhayal.
Okay.
So afala wafi anfusikum afala tubsirun. Tengok pada diri kita. Kita nak tak? Saya nak membetulkan pemahaman saya tak? Ataupun dia harus berubah. Lagi senang kita letakkan dalam diri saya harus berubah sebab saya nak faham dia, daripada dia harus berubah kerana dia tak faham saya segitu kan. So saya je lah berubah. So when you read dia buku and everything kan, you know how they react, kenapa dia nagging and why woman nag kan dalam Ellen and Barbara, kira why woman nag, kira macam then you start to engine. So tadi I share lah about my family kan. So my wife dengan my daughter ada discussion lah. I call it discussion, evening discussion. Aku dah lah balik malam ni, aku ada podcast, aku nak berbual, lepas tu korang nak discuss pula. Then I start to mention, jap, diorang ada kota yang belum terlaksana kan. Sekarang dia tengah berbual. So imagine that moment bila I cakap macam, diorang tengah berbual and diorang tengah habiskan kota diorang berbual. Sebab my daughter chatter kan, dia dekat sekolah berbual, masuk dalam kereta berbual. Dia tak tahu berhenti ke berbual. Dia beza dengan my son. Dia balik lah. Kira, what do you do in school? I studied about this. Okay, what do you say? My teacher say I'm okay. Okay dah. So you know that because dia lelaki kan, dia boys kan, you tahu dia punya quota dia tak banyak kan. And you know that you need that quota for the night, right? Because malam nanti you nak ada discussion dengan dia kan. Jangan paksa dia cakap so diamkan je. Sebab nanti malam I nak berbual dengan dia ni. I cakap, Abdullah, what is happening in school? Sebab dia ada 17,000 words saja. Yeah, but orang kalau dia daughter lain. Dia kalau boleh nak share semua. Kasih lagi. Sebab daughter tu you kena provoke. Dia kena provoke dengan questions. Lepas tu kalau bila husband you reply, okay, yes, smiley. Bukan sebab dia tak suka, sebab dia punya kota dia sikit.
Kadang-kadang kat kerja pun I buat kerja, okay, fokus dulu, balik kena berbual dengan isteri. Tu. Tapi kat kerja berbual juga. Tapi kadang-kadang ada juga kadang Farah buat ask, you penat penat. Then I will just duduk main phone. I will just play my phone.
Actually itu bila dia cakap penat tu, itu betul loh, penat. Itu bukan alasan tak nak berbual. Itu betul-betul. Sebab I cakap dekat again from the book, dia cakap kira di antara reaction orang lelaki yang paling honest ketika dia balik rumah adalah dia cakap dia penat. Itu paling honest. Itu memang betul-betul. Kira macam dia, pasal dia the only thing that they have is that dia tengah nak relax himself kan. Jadi dia bila datang dekat rumah kira macam, okay, I built this house, I already built the situation. I know that everyone in the house need me. Kata tak kan, kat rumah ni pun nak need I juga.
Correct.
Sebab tu kalau dalam Islam dia lead prayer kan.
Yes.
Kalau dalam Islam kan dia lead prayer.
Imam.
Dia jadi imam. Sebab apa dia jadi imam? Sebab dia nak kumpulkan everyone. Dan lepas tu dia nak ada messaging yang dia nak sampaikan kepada keluarga dia kan. Kira lepas ni aku dah nak. So bila dia cakap macam, actually I penat, itu betul-betul penat. That I tell you, according to the research, give them 10 minutes. Kebanyakan daripada kita, kebanyakan daripada orang perempuan, dia give up dekat 4 minutes mark.
Ni ada komen cakap tadi. Suami senyap 1 minit je dah tanya-tanya asal senyap. Okay, now I know to give him 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Usually 4 to 5 minutes, the wife will say macam, ada apa hal ni? Kenapa? Kenapa you kasih dia 10 minutes? Sebab after the 10 minutes, especially kan, mak-mak kita dulu ada knowledge yang keturunan. So itu mak kita buat apa? Kasih
air kopi.
Air. Sebab they will sip. They will not speak, but they will sip water.
Kan? Boleh cakap thank you.
Minum. Dah minum. So dia kasih air kan, dia tak berbual. So dia kasih air, Kita berbual lah, aku pergi dapur kerja, aku apa. Lepas tu nanti dia akan cakap, masak apa hari ni? So pam, dah buka dah. Itu maksud dia dah download dah. Man, a simple human being, Allah create dia macam gitu je. Kira macam dia nak apa? Sorry tu sedesa, ni podcast orang besar berbualan.
Orang besar.
Orang tua-tua orang besar. Orang tua-tua
Alhamdulillah,
So
insyaAllah.
dia kata the best thing is that you feel okay.
Boleh.
It must be a little. Kira kadang-kadang orang cakap ni macam kotor, tapi sebab I teach yang couples cakap men easy human beings feel half part of the body, empty half of his lower part of the body. Okay.
Faham.
So itu je. And that's why bila ada macam kakak-kakak datang kat rumah, kira macam husband saya lepas berhubungan, lepas tu langsung tak ada kasih sayang, tidur. Kak, bersyukurlah kepada Allah bahawa husband kakak tidur. Kerana ketika dia tidur, itulah kemuncak dia mengucapkan terima kasih kepada isteri dia. Kerana kalau dia pergi melepaskan syahwat dia kepada perempuan bayaran, diorang tak tidur lepas tu.
Jangan jauh.
So apabila dah selesai saja hubungan dengan perempuan bayaran, dia bagi seluar, dia caw. Tapi ketika dia melepaskan syahwat dia kepada tempat yang halal, kepada orang perempuan yang dia sayang, apa yang dia buat adalah ketika itu datang satu obat yang Allah SWT ciptakan lebih bagus daripada obat fly tau.
Fly.
Orang ambil morphine to fly kan?
Yes.
Tapi Allah ciptakan endorphin untuk orang lelaki fly. Bila Allah ciptakan endorphin untuk lelaki fly, what happen to them is that dia akan rasa macam tenang, kemudian dia tidur. Dan after dia tidur apa jadi? Dia akan jadi seorang makhluk yang appreciative. Terima kasih, how are you? Thank you so much. You nak makan apa? You nak apa-apa? So these are the creation of Allah SWT. Ini yang bila kita cakap, tak nampak ke benda ni terjadi kan? Sebab tu bila orang tanya, sebelum saya tidur lepas hubungan, cakap bagus lah. Bagus dia tidur, dia tak tidur.
It's a good
masalah.
thing. So jangan salah faham.
Jangan sangka buruk.
Because it's important, to know that this body language or these actions after yang berhubungan dengan isteri itu is important to know that bukan dia sengaja nak tidur ke apa, but it's a good thing lah. As mentioned.
I guess it's really important to understand him as a man, how he is programmed, the natural things that men do. Kita wanita, kita suka make things very personal tau.
Yes.
Kalau husband tak buat sesuatu, kita macam you tak sayang I. Balik-balik you tak sayang I. You tak sayang I. Tapi ada sebab-sebabnya.
Betul. Itulah jadi orang lelaki. Dan sekarang kita cakap orang lelaki kan. Itulah jadi orang lelaki. Apabila ada permintaan macam itu, kita kena tahu bahawa dia adalah satu makhluk Allah SWT yang suka pada reaffirmation. Bukan affirmation. Reaffirmation.
Betul.
Bukan setakat affirmation Affirmation tu dah ada dah.
Okay.
Reaffirmation.
Tambah-tambah lagi.
Lagi. Kadang kira macam kenapa dulu you dah okay pun, dia kan dah maafkan I kan. Kenapa benda ni keluar lagi? Sorry again and again. Sebab reaffirmation again. So bila you tahu kan nak kena cakap, so you tak cakap, sorry again. Bila tak cakap, dia minta lagi cakap, sorry again. But that's the issue of reaffirmation. Itu yang bila you start to baca macam reaffirm dia nak reaffirmation je. Reaffirm je. Reaffirm.
Susah. Kadang-kadang nak buka mulut tu yang susah.
Reaffirmation itulah yang menjadikan kadang-kadang dia, sebab untuk orang lelaki, kotak memory dia kan, kotak memory yang Allah SWT ciptakan kepada dia kan, dia terhad. Bila dia nak keluarkan benda yang lepas tu, susah sebab dia tengah fikir benda yang akan datang. Sebab insting hunter dia. Tapi sebab orang perempuan dia insting protektif dekat dalam dia punya ni, jadi dia fikir pasal experience dia. Itu yang menjadikan dulu kira macam, you ingat tak dulu kira baca couple-couple yang tua-tua, makcik-makcik masih boleh cakap lagi pasal ex-girlfriend.
Wow.
Cakap kan kita dah move on kan daripada benda ni.
Dah atuk-atuk nenek-nenek ni.
So reaffirmation. Nama dia reaffirmation, bukan affirmation. Maksudnya dia kena. So sampai bila? Sampai Abang Jamil
Itulah jawapannya.
Masya Allah. So kita kena, these are all good nuggets to take.
Yes.
So kita sentiasa nak to improve kita punya communication, improve kita punya relationship, kita punya partners kan. So jangan sesekali kita salah anggap. Wow.
Kita nak kena faham lah wanita dengan lelaki sangat berbeza. Yes.
So
apa permintaan dia tu valid. Kerana dia makhluk macam itu kan.
Dah dicipta macam itu.
Dia dicipta macam itu kan. So kita kena, seperti mana kita memerlukan dia untuk memahami kita yang susah untuk difahami. Ketahuilah bahawa kita lagi susah nak memahami dia sebab lagi susah kan.
Correct.
So macam mana nak faham ni tak tahu. Jadi bila dia minta tu kasih je lah. Minta information, kasih je information. Susah sebab lagi orang lelaki ni sebab dia cheeky kan. Bila dengan orang-orang yang dia sayang ni dia cheeky. So macam I cakap dengan dia tak buat. Kira macam dia dah promise tak nak buat tapi dia buat. Actually bukan dia buat tu sebab dia dia nak cari pasal. Sebab cheeky kan. Kira orang dengan orang perempuan lain dia tak buat. Jadi dia buat dengan isteri dia je.
Tapi kalau lelaki tu buat dengan perempuan lain macam mana? Itu dah jadi lain punya topik lah.
Tapi ada soalan untuk Ustaz. Okay, ni soalan yang I rasa banyak orang yang macam dia tanya-tanya sikit.
Okay.
Because kita tahu responsibility as a man, as a suami macam mana kan, nak kena nafkah, nanti saat kita semua tahu tu. Tapi especially untuk anak lelaki ni, bila dia dah kahwin, dia punya tanggungjawab dengan ibu masih ada, right? So to what extent do they still have to care for their parents or their mom?
Yeah. So it's always like this. Kalau ada soalan-soalan yang salah untuk dipertanyakan, seperti contoh kan, siapa yang lebih berhak untuk dikasihi, isteri ke ibu? Untuk makluman, soalan tu salah.
Okay.
Sebab soalan tu sepatutnya tak wujud. Sepatutnya soalan tak wujud. Untuk orang lelaki, sebab dia capable untuk care for his herd, dia punya community, tribe. So the tribe. So whoever masuk dalam tribe dia, semua dia boleh jaga. Semua dia boleh jaga. Cuma isu dia adalah sama ada dia ni ada knowledge untuk menjadi seorang lelaki yang adil ke tidak tu boleh build lah. Sebab kadang-kadang dia ada isu-isu juga. Kadang-kadang isu dia takut, isu dia tak ada confidence, isu dia tak ada support yang betul. Kadang-kadang isu tak ada example yang betul dalam hidup. Tak ada orang tunjukkan dia kan. For me, I'm very blessed that my father is a good example to me kan. Kira dia boleh jaga semua orang. Dia boleh baik dengan mak mertua dia, dia boleh baik dengan mak dia, dia boleh baik dengan isteri dia. Jadi bila dia boleh tunjukkan benda tu, jadi I senang kan.
Ada orang boleh buat, dia boleh ikut.
Ya. So isu dia adalah kalau tak ada macam mana? So dia tak boleh macam aku tak ada orang tunjukkan dia cara yang sebetulnya. This is where knowledge come. Tapi kalau you cakap dengan I, adakah dia boleh membahagikan tanggungjawab tu? Boleh. Sebagai seorang lelaki dia boleh, sebab dia boleh jaga tribe. Sorry to say this, but Allah allows dia to have more than one spouse pun kalau betul-betul. Kalau dia ada kekuatan daripada tu, maksudnya dia boleh jaga lebih daripada satu orang, dua orang, tiga orang. Masuk dekat dalam situ ada orang perempuan-perempuan yang lain seperti ibu, kakak kadang-kadang. So dia boleh take. But the thing is that now isu kebanyakan daripada orang lelaki adalah apabila dia tidak ada sufficient knowledge dengan dia tak ada sufficient guidance untuk membuat keputusan-keputusan tu. Kadang-kadang support dia tak betul. Kadang-kadang support system dia dekat sekeliling dia meripik meraban. I have kita naik kadi kan, jadi kita kadang-kadang nikahkan orang ada isu-isu macam contoh my mom cakap ni, I tak boleh buat ni. So there's a lot of times yang I macam okay, you need someone to guide you and give you the right, bukan answer tau, sebab answer you yang kena answer, but to give you the right support. Sebab you sebagai seorang lelaki, you nak kena backup, right? Okay, siapa? So kalau untuk I, dia bukan pasal adil ni. Ingat satu benda, fairness is not about the same. So never you say that macam okay, I kasih dia $5, I kasih $5. No, fairness is not about the same. Fairness is about how you brilliantly divide each of them according to their needs.
Wow.
Yeah. So you can kasih needs dengan baik, you are brilliant. Itu yang I cakap tadi, tak ada guidance. Kadang-kadang dia tak tahu macam mana nak bagi, dia tak tahu macam mana nak balance kan. So isteri dia ada time isteri dia memerlukan lebih perhatian daripada mak dia. Kadang-kadang mak dia perlu perhatian lebih daripada isteri dia. So dia tak ada that knowledge. Dia tak tahu macam mana nak bagikan aku nak kena buat apa. Sini. So man up. Bahasa man up. Man up. Read about things. And then make your decision firm. Buat keputusan yang firm. And then the things that do not let others dictate. When you start to let others dictate keputusan you sebagai seorang pemimpin, maksudnya you tak ada kekuatan lah. You must let some people to make some sense, give advice. Itu okay lah. Tapi the decision is beyond themselves. So kalau ada orang tanya, ada tak permasalahan? Ada. Cakap, kenapa? Sebab the ability untuk orang lelaki to man up. Tak ada.
Wow.
Itu terjadi sekarang. Sebab you see a lot of men are starting to become like women kan. I'm not saying that they change a woman. Sebab ada, okay, let's talk about the movement of feminism. Sebab bila woman nak go into power, what happens is that men akan rasa macam, okay, kita nak sama dengan you. Secara tak langsung, this Hamzah Yusof discuss about this a few years back. Dia cakap betul, because of these ideas of non-guided feminism yang terlampau kuat sangat. Sebab ada isu-isu yang lain lah. So what happened is that men decided to macam, okay, let's become equal. And because they start to say I become equal, dia tak boleh buat keputusan yang betul untuk diri dia kan. Dia tak boleh buat keputusan yang betul sebab you must man up lah. Ini keputusan I. This is my keputusan. But the thing is that you must understand something. Keputusan you tu mesti fair, right?
Yes.
And what is fair? Again, I say fair is not about getting all of them the same equation. It's about how everyone of you, how everyone in your care is being taken care of their needs. Anak you ada 3 orang. Betul tak?
Correct.
Satu politeknik, okay, satu secondary school, satu primary school. Everyone you kasih $5.
Budak politeknik tu terkial-kial nak pergi kerja, pergi sekolah
kan?
nanti.
So it's not fair. It's not about that. Fair is about you have a budget to take care of your child, and then you divide them based on their needs. Okay, this one got, okay, I have $50. Adik dapat $4. Adik tengah dapat $10. Kakak dapat $25. That is fair because then you know that the needs are different, right?
Correct.
Itu maksud dia fair.
Yeah, this is the first time actually. Selalunya orang macam mak dulu gini-gini, but this is something that I really appreciate hearing. Pasal in a way it allows the people who are confused or rather lost to know that is in the men's onus to learn how to take care of the family. Sebagai seorang lelaki yang berumah tangga ataupun apa, kita ni man of the house satu, kan, you need to learn how to manage people properly.
Lepas tu kadang-kadang ada pepatah English kan, dia cakap apa nama dia, teach your boys to become a gentleman. Dia cakap kan, teach your boys to become a gentleman and teach your girls that not every man is a gentleman. Kira kan betul macam itu sebab orang lelaki kena jadi gentleman kau kena jadi you must be. Okay, kalau kita cakap pasal chauvinistic, kita always cakap chauvinistic tu adalah benda yang negatif. No. Chauvinistic yang betul, yang correct, chivalry. Yeah, this is correct when it put in a certain way. Benda tu jadi bagus. So anak-anak lelaki mesti diajar quality lelaki. Dekat sini kan bila kita cakap macam mana ni nanti lelaki dia jadi tak. Sebab kalau kita tak ajar dia lelaki, dia nak jadi apa? Sebab nanti bila dia ada keputusan yang perlu dibuat dalam keluarga kan, contoh macam dia apa nama dia cakap pasal mak dan isteri. Itu dua-dua siapa? Itu dua-dua adalah orang perempuan dalam hidup dia yang sangat penting. Mak penting, isteri penting. But the thing is that dia tahu tak bahawa keperluan isteri dia berbeza dengan keperluan mak dia? Kadang tak tahu kan? Tapi dia punya nagging sama. Dia punya nagging, dia punya attention seeking dia sama. But you as a man, can you go up and say that macam, okay, I'm giving you this, I'm giving you that. Can you do that? Do you have the knowledge to do that? Do you have the ability to do that? Sebab tu man kena pergi grooming class for gentlemen to become gentlemen. Remember something, always teach your boys to become gentlemen. Always teach your girl that not every man is a gentleman. Sebab tak semua orang lelaki boleh solve benda ni. Kebanyakan daripada kita, I perasan kita ada masalah tu. Masalah orang lelaki jadi lelaki. Okay. Cakap, soalan pertama dia tanya kat kita macam co-finance.
Co-finance, okay.
Co-finance kan sekarang udah ada. The discussion is about co-finance kan. I'm totally okay with co-finance. Sebab dalam kehidupan kita sekarang susah. But to put that as a primary thinking of your life, kira macam relax bro. Orang lelaki ni dia cakap je dalam mulut dia co-finance. Dia cakap je okay je, isteri aku lagi gaji besar daripada aku. Tak ada. Aku dah jumpa banyak lelaki-lelaki penipu tu semua. Diorang cakap je, tak, saya okay je Ustaz, isteri saya gaji lebih daripada saya okay je. Tak, dalam hati dia rasa dia ada perasaan dalam hati dia. Dan kena tahu perasaan dalam hati dia tu boleh diletakkan menjadi negatif, boleh diletakkan jadi positif. Kalau negatif kan dia macam itu kan, dia akan jadi benci dengan isteri dia, cari pasal. Banyak kan kita dengar macam itu kan. Orang yang lebih career lagi successful, tiba-tiba orang lelaki dia macam rasa macam ego. So I cakap, put it the correct way, but you need to understand and learn about how to become a correct man, how to think like a man. Tu soalan dia.
How to think.
Adakah orang lelaki sekarang tahu macam mana nak berfikir secara lelaki? Responsibility dia sebagai lelaki. You don't teach our children that, see?
Wow.
Yeah.
Dia semacam macam Hashirul cakap.
Yeah, Hashirul is inside.
Wow, okay, this is really good. Pasal kita kena ingat lah. Okay, talking about financial, talking about just financial aspect. Pasal co-financing is something like Ustaz said, is very common nowadays. Pasal most husband and wives are working now.
Yep.
So, tapi the question is, dia punya the saying of husband's money is the wise money, and then wise money is wise money kan? Tetapi kalau isterinya kata I'm willing to share this burden of lifting the load for you, it's okay kalau dibenarkan kan. Tapi kalau lelaki dia, after a while it will feel macam dia tak rasa useful sebagai seorang lelaki.
I don't know. I don't have the capacity to speak on behalf of a woman, because we don't think like a woman, right? Okay. We don't know that macam adakah your proposal to co-finance the life, it's ultimatum ke, it's lip service ke. Kita tak tahu. Itu tak tahu. Bagi orang lelaki, bila benda tu dah datang, kita take as face value kan. So orang lelaki dia macam itu kan, face value je. Nak tolong, okay lah. Jadi lelaki jahat pula kadang-kadang take advantage. Take advantage.
Terima kasih. Okay, aku duduk rumah.
Jadi aku relax-relax. Kita tak banyak. I have received like my messages, receive a lot of issues about tak nak bayar, tak nak bayar, apa nama dia, isteri dah bayar duit hutang, apa nama dia, duit bil selama beberapa tahun, lepas tu husband tak nak tahu, dah lepas tu you know, sometimes bila kita cakap pasal nafkah kan, sebab nafkah tu bukan RM1 kan. Nafkah tu kan sebenarnya the household punya expenses. Makan, minum, teduh. Kadang tak cukup. And then you want to say about you berbual sana, heng sana, heng sini, cakap macam gitu, tapi sebenarnya tak cukup. There's a lot of people. Lepas tu I always say that, cakap wait, we must learn back how to, apa nama dia, menjadi orang lelaki yang betul-betul baik, betul-betul sempurna. Dia tak boleh cakap macam tapi isteri saya okay apa. Dia cakap correct. Have you revisit that agreement? Have you come back to the table and then present everything? Have you ever talk again about your financial? Kebanyakan daripada couple kita tabu cakap pasal financial. Dia dah bayar, aku diam je lah. But the issue is that kita dah revisit belum the topics? Kita dah cakap balik belum? Tapi kalau tak nak cakap balik, kalau tak nak cakap, what you need to do? Jadi macam man up again lah. Kira macam okay, I will try my very best to, apa nama dia, to work. Okay, I cakap you, my experience memang saya kahwin, gaji saya 1,500 tak salah, 1,200 lebih. My wife is a teacher, so you know teacher dia orang, kita ustaz kan. Ustaz memang lain lah. So what happened is that I cakap dengan myself, okay, for the first few years of our life memang she's very helpful to my bills, very helpful to my economy, my financial whatsoever. But the thing is that kita kan orang lelaki kan, so kita kena tanamkan diri kita macam wait, I'm not going to be okay with this. I'm going to work something and everything. So when I start my business, I cakap, you give me 5 years, I'm going to start this. Wife I lagi. Aduh, nak start business pula, kau punya gaji dah lah kecil, lepas tu kau nak start business. So I cakap, you give me 5 years, kalau I tak jadi, I'm going to turn back. So when I start our business, and then alhamdulillah when Allah SWT give us our break and whatsoever, I ask her kan, kira what do you want? So when I cakap, kira I want a break. So she's having a break lah. Kira last year she's having a unpaid leave. And then last month she come up to me, she said, can I extend for the next year? So by all means, take it.
Pasal the first few, the foundational years, she has been supporting you.
Yeah.
So right now is your macam kira kan bayar balik lah.
Yeah.
To
see that sometimes bila kita nak cakap macam, tapi kan nampak macam egoistic kan, boleh cakap macam I can manage. Cakap, that's what men are supposed to be. I'm not trying to be Andrew Tate here. I'm just trying to be a normal man in life. A real man who is functional to the family, who owns up whatever ijab kabul yang aku terima nikahnya tu. Kat dalam tu kan ada kita punya janji kita.
Yes.
Seriously man, sorry to say this, women are better taken care by their fathers than their husbands.
Something. Yeah.
Correct. Itu betul tak? Kira
Betul.
bapak dia jaga, punyalah baik, makeup dia terjaga, eyeshadow dia terjaga, dia punya cleanser dia terjaga. Sampai dekat kita je semua tak cukup.
Rambut tak potong, lagi apa macam-macam lah.
So semua benda tak mencukupi. Kenapa tak cukup?
Kenapa?
Kenapa tak cukup? So you have to understand something. Itu loss. Kita cakap kita hidup bersama. Kan apa kita cakap, kita susah bersama kan.
Hidup sama-sama.
Kita hidup
senang sama.
kita hidup susah dan senang bersama-sama kan. Kira kan kejap. Kenapa kita minta hidup susah senang bersama? Kan? Tak boleh ke kita bercita-cita untuk hidup senang bersama? Ataupun kita tak boleh ke kita cita-cita untuk susah biar aku je, aku senangkan kau? Tak boleh macam tu. Orang lelaki tak boleh macam tu.
Wow. Okay.
Susah aku so
tapi
baju 5 tahun tak bertukar, kain. Never mind, I will take care of this. Sebab tu dia katakan, take a look at your dad's hand. And apa nama dia, and yeah, and
your dad's hand look like this so that your daughter's hand can look like this.
yeah, betul,
Yeah.
that's the word.
Yeah.
Your dad's hand look like that so that his daughter's hand could look like that. But bila dia tengok tangan anak dia tu apa tak rasa di dalam diri dia tu, endorphin tau. Kira macam I can manage to take care of her. So aku boleh kasihkan dia ni, aku boleh kasihkan benda tu. So bila kita cakap pasal ni, kata nanti dia ni macam Andrew Tate sangat lah, manly lah, chauvinistic lah. But the thing is that this is how is it. You are my wife. Kan? Apa you nak? I can provide for you. You nak apa? This is what you want, right? Okay, take it. You want this? You take it. You nak pergi holiday? My wife cakap, I nak pergi holiday. Nah, take it. Take the money, go on holiday. So you can, bagi kita akan cakap macam, bukan tu nampak macam merosakkan ke apa ke.
Macam
Itu
nak
kan
buang duit gitu.
Itu kan amanah kita bila kita minta dia daripada bapak dia. Cakap, sebab tu susah dia dalam ijab dan kabul lah, nak nikahkan 3,000 couple. Yang lagi susah tu bukan nak mengambil anak dari orang. Yang lagi susah tu nak melepaskan anak orang. Bapak tu yang menangis lagi banyak daripada pengantin lelaki menangis. Tahu tak kenapa? Sebab aku dah jaga ni, susah tau jaga ni. Dan daripada kecil kita membesarkan dia dengan penuh kasih sayang, susah menafkahi dia, memberikan apa dia nak, mencantikkan dia, mewangikan dia supaya satu hari nanti dia meninggalkan aku untuk seorang lelaki yang dia suka. Tak masuk otak tak?
Wow.
So cinta apa tu? Itu nama dia cinta parents, itu nama cinta ayah dia. Bayangkan daripada kecil aku jaga dia cantik macam ni. Supaya apa? Supaya dia meninggalkan saya. Supaya dia mencintai awak. Saya tak pernah. Ya, tak pernah. So, bapak tu tak pernah kasih duit kepada anak supaya anak mencintai dia. Bapak tu mencantikkan anak dia supaya anak dia mencintai orang lain. So apa jadi cinta tu? Itu lelaki. Itulah lelaki. I don't care whatever that happens to me. You become, you belajar bagus, you sempurna hidup. Itulah Allah ciptakan lelaki macam itu. Sebab tu ego dia sepatutnya macam itu. Bukan ego dia nak marah-marah orang. Tak, dia sepatutnya dia macam itu.
Oh, Masya Allah.
Itu dia.
Oh my God.
I need a moment.
Wah, I never looked at it that way. I never tak terfikir yang that sentence kata you nurture someone only for him to wow.
Betul tak?
Betul.
Saya menafkahi dia. I pernah dengar ni dalam khutbah, bukan dalam khutbah, dalam ucapan by parents lah. Dia cakap, bapak dia cakap
macam tu.
Saya menafkahi dia daripada kecil, saya menyayangi dia daripada kecil. Saya memberikan apa dia nak daripada kecil. Dan saya mempersiapkan dia untuk hari ini. Dan saya tidak pernah mengharap dia untuk mencintai saya. Tetapi saya mempersiapkan dia untuk hari ini supaya dia mencintai orang lain.
Nak nangis.
Tak.
Kan pelik. Kenapa aku nak kena invest kat kau supaya kau company you invest dekat you punya studies for you to leave the company. No, right? If you want to leave the company, of course I
Dia
want
kena
to
sign bond 5 tahun at
Yes.
least.
Yes, correct.
But why anak dia tak pernah kasih bond pun. Dia tak pernah sakit bond. After this, you go. Love him, never mind. You don't come back again. You don't say, man are created like that. Allah SWT ciptakan dia macam itu. Dia tak kisah kau cakap I love you father, I love you. I don't care. My responsibility is to bring you up. You are good, I'm happy, I'm proud. You see, this is my my daughter. You don't come out to me and say this is my father. I don't care, because I don't take care of I don't take care of the people around me. I'm proud because of that. You don't need to reaffirm me that I'm proud. You don't have to give me awards lah. Sebab tu mana ada Father's Day?
Selalunya fokus kat Mother's Day.
Tak ada Father's Day. Father's Day ni pada orang-orang lemah.
Tajam juga kata tu Ustaz.
Tapi what Ustaz said, right, made me look at my father very differently.
Yeah.
Nak nangis kan? Nak nangis kan?
Sebab my father is not the very affectionate type. Dia tak sayang. My mother is the one lah. Tapi macam,
Yeah.
you know, itulah real man.
This is what I mentioned earlier. You have to get the knowledge to understand things around you, kan. Bila you ada the knowledge, you ada reflection, you diam, lepas tu you tengok, waktu parents, father lagi, dia tak pernah ada, kenapa you tak cakap sayang kat I? Kenapa you tak sebut nama I? Kenapa you tak tak ada, tak minta semua. I'm okay with it. You okay. You dah jadi seorang perempuan yang berjaya, you dah seorang perempuan yang baik. Kasih. Waktu kan hari tu ada Chinese yang wedding tu kan, dia cakap, you don't love, if you don't love her one day, give it back to me. Anytime. Anytime. Ours is that anytime. You don't love her, give us back. Aku okay, kasih aku balik je, aku boleh jaga dia. Aku lelaki, tu macam gitu lelaki. Dia kena, I'm okay. You tak nak, aku dah jaga dia tau. It's not that aku tak pernah. You give me back, I can toil myself again. Aku boleh buat balik semua. Because you dah ambil dia, lepas tu you tak sayang dia, dia lepaskan dia. Lepas tu you give me back. You think I kick her out lah? No lah. Nak cakap aku daripada kecil dulu, siang malam aku boleh jaga dia. Sekarang dah besar, takkan aku tak boleh jaga dia? Tu lelaki. Sebab tu ada satu video yang the Indian yang dia kena divorce by the husband, and the father bawa orang datang rumah dia and celebrate, right? Dia celebrate. Sebab untuk for dia tabu kan, perempuan balik rumah diceraikan kan. Tapi the father said no, it's not taboo. I'm going to celebrate this. I'm going to be very happy. You cannot take care of my daughter, I bring her back. I'm very proud of that. Cakap balik. Itu lelaki. Takkan dia balik rumah lepas tu you halau. Takkan you tak guna lah, kenapa kau dah kena buang? Itu bukan lelaki. Lelaki tu anytime ketuk pintu, pam come.
You anak I jaga you dulu.
Bang, ada satu cerita bang, budak perempuan ni kena pukul dengan husband dia. Ketuk pintu, abang tak nak kasi masuk. Cakap you already someone's wife. Cakap wait, dia your sister kena pukul. Lepas tu you tak nak bawa masuk. What kind of lelaki you are? So I cakap, kalau I, please come in. Whatever it is, you're my sibling, please come in. Let me talk to him, man to man. What's the issue?
Why you beat my sister?
Okay, apa isu kau? Kau ada masalah apa? So talk, because you are man kan, you man to man kan, cakap apa masalah dia. Kena cakap macam itu. These are pride of man. But bila cakap pasal pride of man, you kena hati-hati, fine line. Takut nanti orang cakap macam dia ni chauvinistic lah apa. For me, part of module kena masukkan dalam anak-anak ni, guided chauvinistic. Bukan sepatutnya dia chauvinistic yang babi buta, cakap dia paling bagus lah, lelaki perempuan tak bagus lah. Itu salah lah. Tapi the thing is that you must understand that, okay, I'm here to protect you. Aku dekat sini Abah dekat sini. So when they come up to you and they ask you for, itu kan pepatah Melayu cakap, apa nama dia, kenapa orang lelaki jarang menangis? Kan dia kata, kenapa orang lelaki jarang menangis? Kata supaya keluarga dia tidak ragu-ragu untuk berlindung di bawah dia. Itu dia. Itu.
I am blown away, honestly.
Whoa.
Masya-Allah.
Tapi as in from a woman perspective, right? Memang ada most of us women, kita bila start kahwin tu, kita tahu kita punya pasangan is not where they want to be yet, right? So kita selalu cakap macam no worries, I will support you, I will be there for you, ups and downs with you together gitu tu. Tapi bila Ustaz cakap tu macam kenapa tak aku seorang je yang susah? That instinct of a man that wah, I tak boleh macam wow.
Tak
really
apa, aku
change
susah.
my perspective.
Aku susah. Tak apa. I take you from your father. And bukan tak ready sebab you nikah dah ready tau.
Yeah, have to be.
Dah kira macam the father left you with a ready product tau. Product dah tested. Kira dah ready, dah packaging cantik. Tinggal nak ambil je, tinggal nak continue. Itu dia punya issue Tinggal nak continue je, not starting over, just to continue. So are you able?
Kenapa? Okay ke? Tengok mata dia dah berair. Kenapa? Okay ke?
Tak, it's all macam it hits me in a way that it's amazing lah, masya Allah.
So you must continue. That's why before start, suruh pergi kelas, belajar. Jangan kelang kabut. Sebab the responsibility is big. You don't know responsibility, you gaduh-gaduh, you cakap pasal responsibility. Awal-awal cakap okay, dah kahwin cakap pasal responsibility. Cakap relax lah. Cakap, siapa cakap lepas kahwin you boleh relax jadi king? Cakap, so lepas kahwin you start the whole work again. But the thing is that work tu yang menjadikan kita endorphin kita kan. Sebab tu kalau tengok dekat luar, kalau you tengok I selalu appreciate this tau. Bila nampak macam kadang-kadang tengah-tengah terik matahari, you nampak macam abang Grab, abang Foodpanda, panas-panas terik matahari, dah posisi nafkah
kayu.
You know, as a man kan, you know what that feels, no? Kira itu pride tau.
Yeah.
Itu pride. That's why I kalau nampak kan, kira macam abang diorang hantar barang tengah-tengah hari, cakap, bro, what? This is pride. Dia bukan cari makan untuk diri, bukan cari rokok untuk diri dia je. Dia cari pampers untuk anak.
Yes.
Cari pampers untuk anak.
I mean adalah orang-orang yang pandang rendah orang-orang yang buat Grab driver, food driver ni, tapi they are doing,
it's an honest work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tak salah pun, kerja yang halal.
Salah, real man.
Kerja cari rezeki dan itu part and parcel of dia untuk mencari affirmation bahawa dia ni apa nama dia tu, dia functional. Dia functional, to be
useful to the
keluarga.
family.
Dia functional dalam keluarga.
Wow.
Itu je lah.
So
Masya-Allah, what an insightful
and
session.
Words of wisdom. And I'm going to replay this episode again and again just to not as macam apa tau, but as more like a reminder that kita ni I'm speechless.
Whatever that I mentioned is way than to tell people that I'm a perfect person. It's just a matter that I'm telling you what I read and what I'm trying to be. Kira kalau orang cakap macam untungnya kalau bersuami kan macam dia ni kan. For information, my wife will say the other things Sebab but this is what I read, this is what I try to change about myself, this is what I try to imagine. Sebab dia kena macam itu. You cakap dengan orang luar senang, cakap orang kat dalam. Sebab orang kat dalam yang feel kan. There are people inside the house yang need more from you. So what you need to do is that, okay, do more. Tak cukup. Okay, ni kita betulkan. Permasalahan itu dia cakap apa nama dia, there's a saying when women married kan, they always look for men to change kan. They always look forward for men to change. But when men married, they don't want the woman to change.
Yes. It's a very popular saying. But it's true. It's true. Bila first dating dengan dia kan, dan nak tunangkan, there are so many things about him that I wanted to try and change in the name of I want him to be a better person. Tapi reality of it is, kalau you tak boleh accept dia for macam mana dia sekarang, macam mana you nak accept dia nanti bila dah kahwin? You nak tinggal dengan dia that's berzaman-zaman tau. So
tapi kita I mean sekarang macam ni.
I had a macam revelation.
It's always the safe graph is not the graph that always climbing. Because graph that climbs
will fall faster.
Kira lepas tu nanti dia jatuh kan.
Safe graph. My mom also got shared before. Kalau orang tu cakap dia nak berubah, lepas tu besok terus jadi lain, don't trust them.
Yeah.
Because in order to berubah betul-betul, you akan jatuh naik.
It's a, dia kata apa, change is a
Change is the only constant.
No, this is a marathon, not a sprint.
Ah.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. And as I mentioned, the graph yang apa nama dia, comfortable and safe is always graph yang ada ups and downs, right?
Jadi kalau jatuh pun jatuh ke bawah.
So betul lah. Dia bila dia jatuh dia tak deep kan. Bila dia jatuh lepas tu dia naik. Bila dia jatuh dia naik. So these are graph, safe graph kan. Maksudnya dia ada deep, dia ada naik atas, dia ada turun bawah. Tapi yang teruk adalah bila dia bam jatuh ke bawah. So for me, be yourself lah. Kira macam jadi sendiri.
Constant, dia kena consistency lah kan. In terms of making effort. Kalau jatuh tu tak apa, mula lagi, cuba lagi.
Kita akan jatuh tapi it will take time. It will take time and keep going lah.
Jatuh itu fitrah untuk semua orang. Cuma for me is that sebab kita dah tahu kita jatuh kan. Jadi kita capacity kita untuk climb tu kita kena tahu yang actually aku climb ni nak ikut pace siapa. Sebab kalau kita ikut pace orang yang lagi terror, nanti bila kita jatuh kita sakit sendiri kan. So kita ikut pace kita sendiri lah. But again, like I mentioned, banyak orang cakap pasal climb kan. Kira macam bila kita climb, kita apa nama dia, kita always reaching for the peak. Itu bila kita peak bila kita nak peak, sebenarnya you climb kan. You tak tahu kalau you pergi hiking ke apa ke.
Dulu sebelum kahwin lah. Dah kahwin dah.
You hiking 1 hour kan. So duduk dekat peak berapa lama?
5 minit
Tapi turun kan?
Turun.
But do you enjoy?
Yeah.
So you know what's enjoyable in the hiking period?
It's the journey.
It's the journey up and down. It's not the matter of how much you're waiting at the peak. Sebab the peak tu tak ada benda pun. Tapi you bila jalan, dia tengok bulat, tupai, jatuh.
Betul.
So it's never about the peak. So dalam life, do it for the peak. Enjoy the journey.
Enjoy the marathon.
Wow.
Itulah.
Okay lah guys.
Wow. I
Tengok,
think
semua orang ni macam wow, ustaz, wow.
ada kata apa, this is useful information. Thanks for the sharing, Ustaz. Banyak komen lah, nanti kita boleh baca dalam komen. Wah, masya-Allah. I'm still amazed that okay, number one, I'm amazed that kita punya Kadi kat sini dengan kita. Number two, we've been to his classes kan?
Yeah.
But it's a different take when now that he's sharing this personal and the things that he learned after he took his break. And I'm really thankful that Ustaz Zaizin is here to share all this with not just with me and you, but with all of our listeners as well. Pasal kita, like you said lah, we always want to improve kita punya communication, improve the relationships between your spouses. Siapa-siapa yang mendengar ni lah.
Yeah.
InsyaAllah.
I think whatever Ustaz shared is you have to take it with an open heart, open mind. If you want to improve yourself, you have to challenge macam whatever that Ustaz has been saying, whatever we have shared, right? Kalau you terasa macam aku macam tu lah. So that is there's your
call for you to take an action.
Yeah, if you want to improve yourself lah. So I hope that everyone who listen to this can benefit from this episode. InsyaAllah.
Okay, so once again, terima kasih Ustaz for coming on to our podcast, for sharing everything that you have shared earlier on, and kita really berterima kasih lah. I'm very thankful lah.
Speechless.
So kalau siapa-siapa yang of course kita semua boleh, kalau ada soalan ke apa, kita boleh message kat kita boleh tanya Ustaz. I think insyaAllah kita boleh jawab lah. But for now, kita once again, thank you Ustaz for being here.
Jangan DM, malas nak jawab.
DM kita jawab on behalf.
Banyak sangat Ustaz.
Ustaz kan popular. Okay lah. So
we have come to the end of this episode. Thank you so much for listening.
Yes. So once again, this episode is brought to you by Your Renoworks. So siapa yang ingin membuat rumah, to renovate your house, any works at all, do contact them at their Instagram, TikTok, Facebook and website at Your Renoworks, YOURRENOWORKS, or
you can contact them at 83837878. 79.
Yes, and don't forget to code outside in. You
Yes.
can get you can even get a massage chair
Yes.
if you code us. Okay, all of you listeners out there yang dah kahwin tu, cepat code outside in kat Your Inner Works. Get your dream home, get your dream home right now. And with that, let's wrap it up. Well, we have come to the end of another episode of Outside In. If you like what you heard, don't forget to like, share, subscribe on all of your socials. Our Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube and Spotify.
Yes.
Subscribe, rate our Spotify and share so that everyone else can listen to our beautiful episode today, inshallah. Right, till next time, see ya.